Have you ever wondered about the civilization that built a massive city on a lake, practiced intricate rituals, and created one of the most powerful empires in the Americas? Today, we're diving deep into the complete, awe-inspiring history of the Aztec Empire. Our story begins not with an empire, but with a nomadic people from a mythical northern homeland called Aztec. TSA people, who called themselves the Mexica, began a long migration southward around the 12th century, led by their Patreon god, Huitzilopochtli. They were searching for a prophesied sign, an eagle perched on a cactus, devouring a serpent. For nearly 200 years, they wandered through what is now central Mexico, often serving as mercenaries for more powerful city-states, learning the art of politics and warfare the hard way. Finally, around 1325, they found their sign on a swampy island in the middle of Lake Tech. It was here, against all odds, that they founded their magnificent capital. Tenochtitlan. Building a city on a marsh wasn't easy. They had to be incredibly innovative, developing a system of artificial islands called chinampas. These weren't just landfill. They were highly fertile floating gardens that allowed them to produce massive amounts of food, feeding a rapidly growing population. This agricultural ingenuity was the foundation of their future power. For the first 100 years, the Mexica of Tenochtitlan were junior partners in the region, paying tribute to the dominant Toponic Empire of Azcapotzalco. But the Mexica were ambitious. In 1428, under the leadership of a brilliant ruler named Aztec, they forged a legendary alliance with two other powerful city-states, Texcoco and Tlacopan. This was the birth of the Aztec Triple Alliance, the political entity we commonly call the Aztec Empire. Together, they overthrew the Toponecs and began a century of incredible expansion. The Aztec war machine was formidable. Their society was highly militarized, and every able-bodied man was trained for combat. Elite warrior societies, like the fearsome Eagle and Jaguar warriors, led the charge. Their goal wasn't always total destruction. Often, they sought to conquer cities to demand tribute goods, like food, textiles, precious metals, and exotic feathers, which flowed into Tenochtitlan, making it the richest city in the Americas. This tribute system was the economic lifeblood of the empire, connecting hundreds of vassal states to the capital. At the heart of Aztec life was a complex and deeply spiritual worldview. They believed the universe operated in cycles, and that the gods required nourishment to keep the cosmos in balance. This nourishment came in the form of human sacrifice. While this aspect of Aztec culture is often sensationalized, for them, it was a solemn and necessary duty to prevent cosmic chaos and ensure the sun would rise each day. Their pantheon was vast, including gods like Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god of wisdom, and Tlaloc, the powerful god of rain. Their religious calendar was intricate, filled with festivals and ceremonies that dictated the rhythm of daily life. By the early 1500s, the Aztec Empire was at its absolute peak under the rule of Moctezuma II, but trouble was on the horizon. In 1519, a small fleet of Spanish ships led by Hernan Cortes landed on the Gulf Coast. Moctezuma, hearing reports of these strange, bearded men, was uncertain how to react. Was Cortes a returning god Quetzalcoatl, as some legends foretold? Or was he simply a foreign invader? This initial hesitation proved critical. Cortes was a master of manipulation. He skillfully exploited the deep-seated resentments that many tributary states held against the Aztecs. He formed alliances with peoples like the Tlaxcalans, who had long resisted Aztec rule and saw the Spanish as a way to finally defeat their old rivals. With thousands of indigenous allies, Cortes marched on Tenochtitlan. Initially welcomed into the city by Moctezuma, the situation quickly deteriorated. The Spanish took Moctezuma hostage, leading to widespread outrage. After a temporary retreat, the Spanish returned in 1521 to lay siege to the magnificent island city. They cut off the causeways and aqueducts, starving the population. More devastating than any weapon, however, was smallpox. The disease, to which the native population had no immunity, swept through the city, killing a huge portion of the Aztec population, including the new emperor, Cuitlahuac. After a brutal 80-day siege, the final Aztec emperor Cuauhtémoc was captured, and on August 13th, 1521, the glorious city of Tenochtitlan fell. The fall of Tenochtitlan marked the end of the Aztec Empire, but not the end of its people or its culture. The Spanish built Mexico City directly on top of the ruins of the Aztec capital, but the legacy of the Mexica endures. You can see it in the language, the food, the art, and the very DNA of modern Mexico. The story of the Aztec Empire is a powerful tale of migration, ingenuity, conquest, and tragedy, a civilization that rose from a swamp to rule an empire, only to be brought down by a collision of worlds. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through the history of the Aztec Empire. If you found this fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into history. Let us know in the comments which civilization you'd like to see us cover next. See you in the next video.